Perfect. Hello, everyone. Good evening, at least from my side. Alex here, your usual friendly host in Phoenix Holdings. It's actually an absolute pleasure to bring you guys forward the Meta Event project, and who else to actually present the project if not one of its members, Solius. I hope I didn't butcher your name, my man. You have the floor. Give us a couple of words about yourself, and then probably we can talk a bit about the team, how many members, roles, and how did you guys come up with the Meta Event project.
Sure. Yeah, sounds good. So my name is Solus. You got it fairly close. It's usually a little bit hard for non-Lithuanians to pronounce my name. You can call me Sol if it's easier for you. So yeah, I'm the spokesperson for Meta Event. When it comes to my background, I've been in the crypto space for a while, around 4 years, I think. In the DeFi space, I've been for around a year, I want to say. Of course, I've seen the things that happen here, the good and the ugly, I guess. So, I've seen my fair share of things. As for the rest of the team members, I don't think anyone else is here at the moment. Maybe they'll join later on, but there's 6 primary guys. You can see most of them on the, actually, wait, maybe I'll share you my screen. I know you didn't record before I started sharing, but it's just for the sake of, I don't know, clarity. So yeah, there's basically these 6 guys. Crypto Kali, he's usually with me in the AMAs because, well, he's got the best English out of the guys, because the team is from German. That's the reason why, I'm representing them, because there's a little bit of a language barrier. So usually it's me and Crypto Kali who are doing these AMAs, but right now he's pretty busy, with the fair launch being a little bit close to ending. So right now it's just me. As you can see, these are the rest of the team members. We've got gentlemen doing marketing, of course. There's a couple of other guys who are helping us out in the background that are not in here. Primarily, we do have Mr. B helping us out with marketing. If you guys maybe have heard previously of Cloud Chat. So Mr. B was one of the guys that did marketing for Cloud Chat. So the team does have good relationships with Mr. B, so they decided that, it would be good to have him on board, and, he's been helping us out. But yeah, so these are the team members. Have you got any questions for me?
Well, my man, I mean, first of all, thank you for presenting everything in let's say, in a transparent way. Definitely, I mean, we can probably proceed. I mean, I understood so far the team is from Germany. You are Lithuanian, so that's why I couldn't actually get your name. We're gonna proceed by me calling you Sol. It's easier for me to pronounce it for sure. We're looking at 6 core team members, if I'm not mistaken. And also a very good connection with Mr. B. Personally, I know who Mr. B is, part of the huge marketing campaign that started, let's say, the big hype around Cloud Chat. I'm not sure if it's still into that or not, but that's not even relevant at this point in time. Let's understand how was Meta Event created as a project? How did you guys come up with the idea? And basically, I mean, if you have any ideas right now, or if you can present what's it trying to accomplish in terms of solution versus problem.
Yeah, sure. So okay, I guess I'll give you some backstory first, on how Meta Event came to be. So the team had a pretty simple idea, but it's a very unique idea, because there's a lot of play-to-earn games in this space, but as we all know, having a sustainable ecosystem is a fairly hard thing to do. So the team decided that instead of creating their own play-to-earn game and, risking token devaluation over longer periods of time, instead they decided that they would create their own token, but without a play-to-earn game. Instead, they would host events for other play-to-earn games and give out prizes. This way, people using our services will get some extra exposure and increase their community morale, of course, by giving them opportunity to win some money. And of course, this goes both ways. By hosting these events, we will be able to attract new people to Meta Event and basically spread the words for free. So, of course, early into the project, it might be a little bit hard getting those partnerships with some of the bigger play to earn games. So to start off, we're gonna be sticking with some Telegram games and, well, poker nights. We've actually had a lot of good reception around poker. Pretty much any MA that we do or any group that we're talking with, they really like poker. So there's a pretty good chance that one of our first games is gonna be poker at this point. But yeah, later on, once we establish ourselves, we'll be able to partner with bigger play to earn projects, use their game, give people a tryout, and uh, make sure that, well, and basically just let people win money. So yeah,
Per-
this is basically the introduction to Meta Event. If you got any questions up until now, I'm happy to answer them.
Well, my man, I would say so far so good. We're actually diving straight into the project. So I mean, as far as I understand, you guys are trying to build a a gaming ecosystem of some sort. I mean, maybe with further expanded utility, um, pretty much to kind of allow everybody to join on a multiple variation of services, so to speak. I mean, did I get it correctly so far?
Yeah, that's basically right. Because creating a game takes a while, takes a lot of resources. So instead, we opted out into doing this type of thing. I think it's a really unique idea. I don't think any other project really does that. Well, apart from, I guess, the occasional games that people sometimes host in Telegrams, but I don't really know of any other project that has uh, events for other projects as their main selling point. Do you?
I mean, I wouldn't be biased if I were to answer that in a in a transparent way. To be fairly honest, what I can say from my perspective, with all the respect, if we have any other developers, or I mean, not my point of FUD here. Um, the main problem with gaming tokens, at some point we had so many of them, and looking back, I mean, at I don't even know how many of them we have live right now, but as a general question towards everybody, how many of those actually accomplished what they promised, or even a portion of it? That's
Yeah,
my
exactly.
problem.
So,
So I
so
mean,
that's
in the
why.
end, yeah, no, go ahead, please, go ahead.
Yeah, so that's why we decided that creating a game is a lot of hassle. Of course, then thinking of an ecosystem for the game is also a bit of a hassle. So instead, we opted out doing this thing where we don't really need our own game. We can just use other people's games. Well, of course, not use them, partner with them, but this allows us much more freedom.
Perfect, perfect. Now I'm actually, I don't even know if I should ask what I wanted to ask or what I'm seeing on your screen right now.
I
Um,
mean, I'm just setting up for my next bit, I guess.
you know what, actually, let's do it, your way. I'm actually far too curious to understand. I'm looking at Naruto, then Scarface, then Joker, then Terminator, Bud Spencer. Yeah, walk us through what are we seeing here. History, music, film. Definitely want to know
Yeah,
more about that before
yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna get to my questions eventually.
Yeah, yeah. So basically, NFTs is the main thing. Well, not exactly these NFTs, but these NFTs are very important to us because, okay, so basically, people who want to participate in our games will have to buy our NFTs. Yeah, that's pretty standard. And there's two types of NFTs. The basic ones, they're gonna cost 0.1 BNB, and they're gonna allow you to participate in the basic events, where you'll have the chance to win up to $2,000. Not in our token, in BUSD or BNB. I think it's BUSD. Uh, anyway, then there's also the legendary games, and to participate in the legendary games, you're gonna have three options. First one would be to buy all four previous basic NFTs of that season, because basic games happen every week. So if you got all four of those, you're gonna be able to participate in the legendary game. Then, of course, if you have all the four NFTs, you just combine it into the legendary game ticket, and you can play the legendary game event. Then, of course, you can just straight up buy the legendary game event ticket for 0.5 BNB. It's a little bit more expensive than just buying the previous four ones, but that's what you get for not participating in our fun games. And there's the legend NFTs, these NFTs. Also, all of these are the legend NFTs, and there's 80 of them. So they're pretty limited, but they give you access to all of our future events, all of them, basic events, legendary events, all of them. Of course, for the legendary games, the prize pool is a little bit bigger. It's 10,000. So yeah, this is basically what the NFTs are going to be used for. These, including these are the legendary NFTs. They're pretty cool. We have our own artist. We're partnered with Burning Moon. You can actually mint these already. As you can see, there's a bunch of them minted. We also did a giveaway recently for one of these. But yeah. So now, I guess you might be asking where the money that we get from the NFT sales goes to. So to put it simply, everything goes back into the project. Half goes back into the prize pool, where we do the giveaway for the winner, and the other half goes back into the chart through buyback and burn. And since we're going to be hosting these weekly, and we're going to be doing the buybacks weekly as well, the value of our token should increase over longer periods of time. Of course, it depends on how well the people hold, but there's extra ways to increase the value of our token. So, if if play turn games simply devalue their token over longer periods of time because they give away tokens, we, on the other hand, use the funds and increase the value of our token. And of course, when it comes to partnering with other play turn games for the events, for our events, they might get a cut in revenue. So, for example, instead of all of the revenue going back to us, like 10% might go to the game to the play turn game that we partnered with. But of course, the rest of the money still gets cut in half. Half of it goes back into buyback, and half of it goes back into the prize pool again. So yeah, if you want to mint these NFTs, you can do so on Burning Moon. Have you got any questions so far?
For sure, my man, I would have like 50 just on the NFTs. But again, for the sake of time and because I want to find out even more about the project, I'm gonna try and limit myself. We're gonna have a session of community questions at the end, so we kind of have to introduce everything. NFTs, definitely. I mean, a couple of basic ones, and I'm gonna start with. You mentioned they're already mintable on Burning Moon. Is that correct?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Why did you choose Burning Moon instead of OpenSea? Wouldn't OpenSea give you an expansion on your potential adoption?
Well, first of all, our NFT guy is partnered with Burning Moon. So, well, it's basically an NFT artist that Burning Moon trusts. So there's already advantages there for us. Second of all, OpenSea, when it comes to BSC NFTs, is not the best, because these are on BSC.
Perfect. Okay, now it makes sense. I didn't know about the connection, but it's definitely worth mentioning. In terms of NFTs, OpenSea isn't actually friendly in general. Not again. I'm pretty sure we don't have any OpenSea representatives here. But if we do, fix your project, my man. I mean, but still, not to digress from the conversation. So we can actually join right now on Burning Moon and mint them.
Yep.
What can you tell us about the price? Are we looking, because I mean, if you can scroll a bit up on the NFT categories that we were seeing initially. I'm not sure where I could find that on my end. Probably on the website somewhere.
Yeah, it's Get Your Legend.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. So okay, perfect. So once you see that, what about the prices? I mean, the price per NFT, would that be different in terms of what NFT I want, or is it a standard established one?
it's the same price for everything. You get a random one out of all of these. Wait, let me connect my wallet. Of course, I don't really have any money in there, but you can check it out. How things are going here. Okay. So let's see. So it's one BNB. As you can see, it's a pretty good deal, I would say, considering that you get access to all of the future games. Basically, if you're a regular participant, it's worth, if you plan to participate in these games, for at least 8 times, I guess, it's already worth it for you.
Okay, so you probably answered my next question, but still, let me just make sure that I fully got. So we're looking at 1 BNB per NFT. It's gonna be a random NFT, so I cannot choose whether I want LeBron James or Napoleon.
That's right.
And then how many NFTs did you just mention that? And I'm dyslexic a bit. Did you just say 8?
80. There's a total of 80 NFTs.
And how many per wallet max?
You can only have one per wallet. I mean, there's really no point having more, of course, unless it's for the reselling value. But if you're just planning to play games, there's really no point for you to have more than one.
Perfect. So far, so good, my man. Limiting when it comes to NFTs, my only comment is limiting your wallet to 1, potentially 2, kind of prevents people from quick flipping them. That's
also,
basically all that I wanted to say.
Playing with the price.
Exactly. I mean, there's a floor price. There's a huge floor price at the beginning, and once they start to dump amongst themselves, it kind of messes with the, let's say, chart, if I can say it like that. Now, I'm gonna actually. Those were so far my questions. As I've said, I'm gonna limit myself to a couple of questions so that I allow you to present us more.
Okay, yeah. So next up, I guess we can cover staking. It's pretty simple. So we're gonna have 3 pools, 15 days, 30 days, and 45 days. The tokens, if you wanna unstake the tokens, there's gonna be a 30% penalty. It's a pretty hefty sum, so make sure you guys choose the period of time that you're willing to lock up your tokens. And the APY, it obviously depends on the amount of people that are staking, so I can't really give you any numbers, but if I'm not mistaken, it should start at around 1,500. Of course, if you get like 100 people in there, it's going to be closer to like 200, something like that. Well, of course, I don't really know the math or how it properly works, I guess. But staking is there for you guys to just hold on to the tokens in case you just don't really want to play the games. And this is going to be ready at launch.
Perfect. So I mean, we're looking at already, let's say a core utility. I think it's a core founded utility, in my opinion, to offer people staking. I did mention this in a.
It's an alternative for the people who don't really want to play the games. Yeah.
Well, my man, definitely, yeah.
Because we do have the tokenomics. I'll cover the taxes soon. Because we do have the tokenomics that kind of boost the chart, I guess, as well as with our NFT sales, we boost the chart. So people might think that holding on to these tokens could be a good idea. So staking is there for those people.
Perfect. I mean, one more thing that I wanted to ask you basically is quite a serious 30% emergency. I mean, early unlock fee, basically. Is that split in any way, or where would the funds go? I mean, and yes, if I understand correctly, it's going to be 30%.
Yeah.
I wanted to understand. I mean, it's 30% in native tokens.
Yes, that is right.
Okay.
So to answer your question, it's pretty simple. The tokens go back into the staking pool, so there's more tokens for people to earn.
Okay. Yeah, then right, I guess you kind of answered all my questions. So yeah, please go ahead with the presentation.
Yeah. So I guess I'll cover the taxes. So yeah, as you can see, we got no team wallet. That's the most important thing. That's what Memokali always pushes us to say, no team tokens. And when it comes to taxes, we got 10% buy and 10% sell tax. So 3% goes back into the prize pool, 4% goes into marketing, 2% goes into the buyback, and 1% goes back into the liquidity. So, of course, I guess I'm gonna answer your upcoming questions. Yes, there is plans to reduce the taxes once we establish ourselves properly, because right now the taxes are here in place to support our ecosystem, but once we have some extra sources of revenue from even outside of the NFTs, it will allow us to lower the taxes. Probably not to 0, but say to 4. I think that's a reasonable tax in the future when we're on our feet properly.
Well, I mean, again, I may be talking only on my behalf here. I'm not actually a fan of 0% to 0% taxes, taxes projects, so to speak.
Depends.
Of course, it depends on the project, on the niche, on the area of expertise and utility. For your project, for example, I mean, people would like a lower tax, but in the end, thinking about what you guys need to sustain, you got your game events, you got probably huge marketing campaigns. We're going to cover that for sure. Liquidity and then buybacks implemented strictly to sustain that particular price floor and to increase it. I mean, there's got to be some room to increase it for sure. So I mean, let's say, should you guys reduce it to 5%, you would need to lose something. And it's not, I mean, at this point in time, as you said, I don't think it's reasonable.
Like I've said,
maybe in the future.
For the future. Yeah, exactly. For the future, when we have some extra source of revenue where we know that we can afford to reduce the taxes and it's not gonna impact the project.
Perfect. Makes sense. Let me ask you one more thing. 2% goes into the buyback. Now, are these buybacks going to be done automatically or on a manual, let's say, wallet?
Honestly, I'm not really sure, but I assume it would be automatic, just as the the rest of the taxes are automatic. I assume it's automatic. Of course, it depends on the volume when it's going to be done. You can't just do it always, but to be honest, I'm not really sure.
Yeah, it all makes sense. No worries, my man. As always stated, there are some questions that we can obtain the answer to. There are some questions that maybe we won't. It's not even a problem. As a small suggestion and probably a statement, personally, I'm more of a fan on manual buybacks and not automatic buybacks. Again, not that I would change your project.
Marketing. Yeah, I understand. No, it makes sense.
Yeah.
It makes perfect sense because you can time it with marketing. Just a more strategic approach.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, that's definitely up to you guys. You know better how to conduct your own business. I'm not a developer myself. I'm just an MA host. So in the end, what do I know? Just sharing a small perspective there. What about what we're seeing below that? So we're looking at the tokenomics and the supply distribution. What can you tell us about that?
A little bit old. Maybe I should go into the pre-sale. I think this is looking a little bit better. Okay, so I'm gonna explain this. Well, I guess pre-sale is pretty self-explanatory. The tokens that we're gonna be sending on pre-sale. So 35%, 55% goes into liquidity. Now, this is a little bit more interesting. You see, private sales / burn is pretty much the same as the pre-sale. So basically, this is because this is a fair launch. So the private sale guys don't really know how much tokens exactly they are getting right now. When we're done with the pre-sale and we know the rate that the tokens were distributed, this however many of these tokens we don't need, they're going to be burned, and the rest of them obviously are going to be burned, going to be sent to the private sale guys. So this one's a little bit more interesting. Staking is self-explanatory, and the unlocked tokens, we've already done an airdrop campaign. So, well, we do have these tokens, so we can do the airdrops. and just in general, things like that. So I hope I cleared up the pie chart for you guys.
At least from my side, it was pretty self-explanatory from the beginning. Maybe the only potential confusion was the private sale slash burn explanation, but you kind of explained that very well. So yeah, I mean, definitely what I would like to kind of ask right now, in regards to just strictly to the unlocked portion, for us to get a better understanding. Now, you mentioned there were some airdrops already done. um,
Yeah.
is that the only purpose for which the team is keeping that unlocked, or maybe future airdrops and giveaways in the
Yeah.
future, so to speak?
Yeah. For the future events, giveaways, maybe even a little bit of a partnership with something to give people extra incentive. That's why we have them unlocked, because we didn't give out 5% of our, or 6%, 6.7% with just one airdrop. It was a fairly small amount. I think in total it was like $200, something like that. I don't know. So we haven't given out all of these yet. It's just for the future.
Perfect. Okay, perfect. Definitely, we can probably. I mean, what would be your next section? Let's say that you would like to cover.
Honestly, I kind of pretty much covered most of it. Of course, there's the pre-sale. We still have 1 day left. We got a little bit over 15 beans filled. We're currently talking with Mr. B to see if he can, help us out with some marketing right now. Of course, we trust Mr. B. We're sure that he's gonna pull through. So it's, we're not exactly discouraged. We still have 1 day. It's plenty of time. What else can I say? Oh, the private sale guys, they're locked for 4 weeks. Well, half of their tokens are going to be locked for 4 weeks. So it's a pretty long time. So you can rest assured that, the chart's going to be healthy at launch, at least. Then again, it all depends on the pre-sale, I guess. And we're going to be launching 1 day after we're done with the pre-sale. And I forgot to mention that there's also a biggest buy competition going on right now. Biggest contribution to the pre-sale is going on right now. So if you are the biggest contributor, you're going to be able to win 5 BNBs. You can check our Telegram. Everything's pinned in there. The competition is still going on. So, and yeah, I think kind of covered most of it. If you've got any more questions, you're free to ask.
Definitely. Oh, I have so many questions, my man. I mean, and again, I respect if you can either answer them or not. So it's not even a problem. But let me start off from the beginning. Not from the team beginning. From the perspective of you guys having a fair launch for the native token. Now we kind of covered, and I think we kind of got distracted into the NFT part of the project, because that's cool. What I also wanted to ask before we digress into the native token, for those particular NFTs, have you guys considered the author rights? I mean, any sort of disclaimer? Or
that is also a question that we oftentimes get, but you can rest assured that there's no problem there, because, well, there's actually a pretty simple workaround. Of course, I'm not a legal expert or anything, but there's actually a pretty simple workaround when it comes to people. You can just make basically a caricature, or just, well, as long as it's you who's drawing it, you should be fine. If it's not like a self-portrait or anything. And as you can see, well, I mean, you probably saw them, or you can check them out again. Our NFTs, they have their own style, because it's all done by the same guy. So there's not going to be any problems there. We already discussed this with the team, with the artist. Everything's fine.
Definitely perfect. Now to digress strictly into the token, because I mean, definitely I'm a fan of NFTs. The more utility they can bring to the table, the better they are. Don't get me wrong. I've minted, let's say, crap along the way. Back when Solana was launching like 10 collections per day. Sure, I mean, I was a part of probably 5. It is what it is. You win some, you lose some. That's for sure. Going back into let me actually see. I have the fair launch in front of me right now. Okay, so first of all, as a statement, no need to discourage. Although you guys pretty much know that, 15.6 out of 100. If I've learned something with the fair launches, is that most of the money is coming in at the end. People are waiting to see what's happening with it, who's calling it, who are they having AMAs with, so on and so forth. And typically at the end, they start to throw off, their beans into it, so to speak. I mean, we're gonna see what happens. In terms of yeah, for sure. Plus, you have Mr. B from Cloud Chat, so definitely a long way to go. Audit and KYC, what can you tell us about that as the top, once we look at the fair launch? So, if you can comment on that.
Yeah, so we are KYC. Well, the team is KYC. The team is KYC. The team is audited. So, I guess. Actually, I think you can maybe find it on Telegram. But we made sure that we have these for the pre-sale because it just gives people that extra sense of security. But our team is active in the Telegram. I think most of the people who are in our Telegram are at least somewhat familiar with the guys. If not in the English Telegram, in the German Telegram, because like I mentioned before, they are German. Oh yeah, we do have German Telegram, Turkish Telegram, and Chinese Telegram. Because we plan to hit Asia pretty hard as well. Well, as evident, we do have Mr. B on board. So yeah, we have these different communities. We have mods in there who are going to be able to help you out. But yeah, everything is secure. We made sure that we have these badges. That's pretty much
Perfect. So going on from that, let me start off with a basic probably question. What would be the main incentive for me as not me in general, not me per se, me in general as a potential investor, in purchasing the native token? So in a probably short summary of what we spoke in the beginning, what am I going to be able to do with this particular native token in a nutshell? As an incentive to bring to Phoenix Holdings and of course to others to participate in the fair launch. So what am I going to be able to do with the token?
Oh yeah, so for now, pretty much you can only stake it. But of course, there's plenty of projects who don't even have staking, meme projects who don't have any utilities. But we do have the incentives of holding, that come from taxes and from the NFT sales. So of course, everyone in this space is here to make money. Well, most of the people at least. So I think these things that are in place to help the chart, I think they're pretty attractive for people who just like holding tokens. And again, the marketing that we're aiming for is also nothing to laugh at. Mr. B is a big guy in this space. So for now, the token's main utility is staking. Of course, in the future, we might think of something else because there is in the roadmap. Wait, no, not in the roadmap. This was a question actually in another AMA about metaverse. So yes, we do plan on maybe later on releasing a metaverse, but as you can see, it's not even in the roadmap. That's because it's just so far ahead. It's like 6-8 months in the future. But when it comes to longer term, we'll think of more utility for the token.
Perfect. So I mean, I in order for me to be a part of the protocol, would I need the tokens at the moment or not? That's pretty much what I'm trying to go with this. Games? Yeah.
No. If you want to participate in the games, you can just buy the NFTs, and that is it.
Then let me ask you guys, and again, probably many people have asked this or not. Why did you guys go for a fair launch on the token? Wouldn't it be easier at first to start an NFT collection and probably from there on release the token if needed? Probably take the other path around, let's say?
Well, you're actually the first guy who asks this question. I'll try to answer it the best as I can. Well, I mean, there's different marketing strategies, I guess, when it comes to NFTs. So if you only have NFTs, there's different places where you need to market. So it might be a little hard, especially for people who, well, the team, they've also been in the space for a while. All of them have been in the DeFi space for at least 6 months. So, they know how things are done here. So releasing a token, I think, is just easier than only releasing NFTs. And, wait, can you repeat the question?
Yeah, I just wanted to. I mean, basically, let's compare you guys with Ape. I think Ape was pretty much the first one that did a huge NFT collection, and eventually launched their own token as well. So, I mean, wouldn't it be, let's say, more feasible, since the token is not really needed right now as an incentive for the protocol? Wouldn't it be more easy to launch first the NFT, gain traction and adoption through that system, and then move to the token launch later on?
Yeah, well, the things that I mentioned previously obviously still apply, and the fact that there still has to be money coming in, because we've already decided that all the money goes back into the chart. We can't really just go back on our word. Well, not all the money goes back into the chart. Half into the game events, half into the chart. So we can't really go back on our word. And the project's been in the works for around 3 months now. So everything's been pretty much thought of the way it is right now. And like I mentioned previously, there also has to be money coming in from places other than NFT sales to further the project. So that's where the taxes come in.
Okay, so I mean, in a nutshell, we were looking at the sustainability um, given through the project, through the token. Sorry, not the project. Okay,
Yeah.
definitely makes sense. Let me actually take a look here, because I wanted to cover. I think we skipped the part where we discuss a bit about the roadmap in terms of what did you guys do so far, and what can we expect within short term, long term, whatever, however you want to present this, for sure.
Yeah, so if you can see my screen, obviously, we've pretty much done everything on the first part, except for the rewards, the app that's still in the works. This is for the game, along with the wallets for our NFTs. These are still in the works. So right now, the games are going to be a little bit manual when it comes to actually checking who's got the NFTs or not. But these are in the works. They should be live. Well, I don't really have a date for you guys, but I imagine in a couple of weeks they should be done. And well, pretty much the phase one is pretty much complete. As for phase two, pre-sale is going on right now. After that, PancakeSwap marketing, obviously, community contests have been going on. We've had more than one already, so that's also kind of taken care of. NFTs, well, we already have the legendary ones mintable, not the basic ones yet, because we still have to decide on the games that we're gonna be having. Well, at least the first one, then we can, I guess, release the basic NFTs. And yeah, then comes the first game event. After that, of course, CMC and CoinGecko. I've heard that Mr. B has already been in contact with them for certain things. So, but I can't really talk about that. And yeah, AMAs, obviously, we're doing AMAs. We've done an AMA each day for the past 4 days, I think. Today we actually had, no, wait, today we only had one. But yesterday we had to, yeah. And of course, phase 3 is bigger game events. These are the legendary ones. So this, because if we have 4 basic ones, and after that goes the legendary one. So basically, the first bigger game event is going to be in around 5 weeks. Partnerships, pro gamer partnerships. Yeah, I kind of forgot to mention that. Being a project that doesn't rely on our own game, we are able to partner not only with blockchain games, but also potentially play esports games. Of course, that's still in the future, and maybe not necessarily partner with them, but maybe our community wants to play I don't know, League of Legends. Yeah, so we can maybe host a game of League of Legends or something like that. Live stream game events, that's also related to Twitch a little bit. Team expansion, centralized exchanges application, that's also a little bit in the future. Right now we're not thinking about the exchanges. We still have other things to do first.
Perfect, my man. Okay, so I mean, with the details encompassed on the roadmap, to be fairly honest, you kind of answered all of my questions. So yeah, we're there. Would you be okay if we take some of the community questions? I see some hands raised already. Perfect. Okay, so let's actually start with Tony. Tony, you're the first one that I saw. So you're unmuted, my man. Give us a good question.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, loud and clear.
Okay, sir. So my question is, I am investor. Currently, there are many projects in crypto market. I have already invested some good projects. So why should we leave them and invest your 1 minute, please? Invest your meta event project. Are you providing any special benefit for investor?
I'm not sure I exactly get your question. Alex, can you translate this? I mean, we kind of already covered the benefits of our token and of our NFTs and being part of the games.
That's pretty much it. Where I think Tony was going with this. Basically, he wanted to kind of, although I mean there isn't a correct answer if you ask me. I'm an investor right now in many other projects. Why should I leave those and join your project as a start? That's pretty much it. And
first of all, no one's leaving you. No one's forcing you to leave. Other projects. Having all of your eggs in one basket is not that great of an investing plan, I think, personally. But I mean, we've already kind of covered the benefits of holding our token, and of course, if you're a long-term holder, like that question states, I guess, then I think you'll find some of our utilities attractive.
Definitely. I mean, and I know these days the space has grown impatient. People are waiting or expecting, let's say, bull market presentations there and bull market opportunities. Until you actually join a protocol, you cannot know if it's good or not, if the team develops or not, and if the team delivers or not. It is what it is. I mean, there isn't any team that's going to guarantee anything in this space, and if they do, I don't want to state what's following after that. You know probably where I'm going with this. It's unreal. You cannot guarantee anything. I mean, Bitcoin's 20K right now. Bitcoin's 19K in an hour. Who can guarantee that it's going to go 18 or 20? Come on, let's face it. Of course, I mean, if you have like a couple of millions to spare and invest, sure. But unless unless you can follow any technical indicator, I swear to God, one tweet, and I'm not talking Gilan right now. I'm talking real life inflation, recession possibilities. One tweet, one Powell decision, bam, you're done. So
chart goes up, chart goes down. Nothing you can do.
Exactly, my man. So when it comes to these questions, I'm gonna be honest with you. I mean, the incentive is there if you guys see it. If you don't see it, maybe it's not for you. But I mean, think about the long perspective. That's what I'm trying to go with this. If you're looking at so I'm buying the token to stake, then you're gonna probably skip on at least 10 to 15 tokens a week or a month. So yeah, it's definitely up to you guys. Let me actually go to the next one. Vicky 200. Yeah, you're unmuted right now.
Okay, thank you, Alex, for the opportunity. All right. So sorry about that. So on your tokenomics, I saw that you'll be doing some buybacks.
Yeah.
So I don't know, how will you ensure that the utility will remain stable and slow down inflation rates?
How the utility remains stable?
Yes.
Can you elaborate on that?
like you said you'll be doing some buying back. So
Yes.
I want to know
Yes, we will.
how you ensure that the utility will remain stable and slow down the inflation rate.
Well, first of all, there are no inflation rates. We don't mint tokens, and buyback is the opposite of inflation, I guess. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yes. So what if the bear market comes? What may happen to the token? It may dump probably.
Well, any token is prone to, Bitcoin moving down, I guess. But, that's why we have these buybacks to ensure that, there's still some stable ground. If people do decide to sell, there's always, the buybacks that can help us out. Of course, if we see that things are really, really bad, there's also the possibility to maybe adjust the percentages from the NFT sales to maybe add something a little bit more into the buybacks. But yeah.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Thanks as well for the question, Vicky. Yeah, I mean, basically, again, it's not actually a wrong or right answer. It all comes down to what you guys see as a perspective. But typically, the buybacks are instated so that the floor price, because we're talking, we're doing a correlation. The floor price is being kept at a reasonable level. Not that we're not in a bear market, but should a more terrible an additional dump maybe come in, it is what it is. I mean, tokens will dump, tokens will recover. That's when the marketing kicks in for projects to develop. What I can probably state. Let's see, friendly familiar face here, Jabenga, my man, give us a good question, brother. You have the floor.
Let's go, Jibenga.
Hi, brother. Thanks for the
Hey,
opportunity,
cheers, man. Sure, brother, anytime.
Yeah, thank you. I think to me this is a great project. I've actually joined the AMA with William some times ago. It's actually a fantastic project. I just saw something on the platform which I'm actually bullish with on the gaming. Sorry, excuse me. I saw it on your platform, which I think I need to ask something about that on the gaming strategy you're having on your platform.
How many what?
How to quickly navigate through the place where I saw the question. Yes. Sorry.
Is it something that
Yes, I think I'm there. Sorry, I think I'm there. Yeah. On the core gaming event, you said the very first week you're having 5 circle week and it continued, yeah, it repeated itself. The very first 4 week of the circle, you will be given like $2,000 of the token.
Not tokens,
And the second, yeah,
BUSD, not our native token.
yeah. Okay, yeah, BUSD of the token.
This is to prevent the thing that crashes most play-to-earn games.
Yes. Now, I'm not just kind of curious that given this kind of token to the gaming ecosystem, what are the things you do that will make investors keep doing the game repeatedly? We have a lot of gaming in crypto now that once the game just come out for the very first time, you play the game, then you're tired of the game. What are the things that will be incorporating into the game that will make investors who only want to play the game over and over? Probably, can I play the game with someone, and after the gaming, will I be able to make some things I actually experience, like some emoji or stuff like that? What are the special features you'll be putting into the game aspect of a thing that will make investors keep on looking at your gaming, that won't make us tired of playing the game?
Well, that's the thing, man. We don't have just one game. We can have as many games as we want, and they can be all different games. It can be games that community likes. If people, liked a game that we hosted previously, we can return to it. But we don't have our own game. If you listen to DMA, that's our main selling point. We don't have our own game. Later on, we're gonna use other play-to-earn games, and there's also the Telegram games, the poker games, maybe some free-to-play games that are online. So if you're not gonna get bored of games because they're gonna be different games.
Okay, like yes, I get the concept. Like the gaming won't be from the distance. It won't be from the project. It's just like the game that investors actually wanted to play. But the game I want to play, if I bring it to the system, what if the game is not that interesting? Will I have an option to bring another game, or will I don't know? Will I be the one to select the game I want to play there, or the game will be on the platform will select the one I want to play, or I will be the one to bring the game to the ecosystem?
Well, the game you're gonna know the game that we're gonna be playing before you buy your NFT. So if you don't feel like you're gonna like the game, no one's forcing you to buy the NFT. Of course, you're
Okay.
gonna be out on the prizes. So maybe even if you don't really like the game, maybe you wanna try your luck and see if you can win the prize.
That means each NFT will be attached to a different game,
I'm sorry.
depending on the price.
Can you repeat that?
I mean, each NFT will be attached to a different game, depending on the price of the NFT. Like,
Yes. Each
let's say
week
an
will
NFT
be
costs $200. Probably the NFT can contain like 2-3 games. Another NFT costs like $1,000. That NFT will have more games than the other one, right?
if you've listened to our AMAs, I kind of explained that there is the legendary NFTs that you can get for one BNB. Those NFTs will allow you to play all of our future games, but if that's not really your thing, you can always just buy an NFT for 0.1 BNB basic game, and just like that.
Okay, awesome. Then lastly, looking at your pre-sale link, you're having a fair launch, and I think
Yeah.
as at the moment, just 36 people had contributed to your listing, and you're having 100 BNB as a listing. I'm just kind of curious, like from your own perspective, do you think this one will, the pre-sale pool will be full within the stipulated time? And if otherwise, what are the strategies you're putting in so that your pre-sale pool can be full on time? Because looking at the pool is not actually, I'll be looking at the 36 contributor for even before the hammer. Like, I'm just
Well,
kind of curious.
well, we've already kind of touched on this as well. Most of the fair launches, they tend to fill at the very beginning because people want to see what's happening. But like I've said, we're not worried. We will fill the pre-sale. We do have a good marketing team, so it's not really anything that's on our mind. But on the other hand, if we do somehow not fill it, we can always just think back and re-strategize our marketing plan, I guess, and try again. But I don't think that's going to be happening.
All right, no problem. I think that's a great concept. Thanks for the opportunity, Alex.
Thanks as well, Jabringa. Thank you for the questions. Okay, let me actually, to make this fair, you guys know me, I'm going to take one from the chat as well. I always take questions from there to make it fair. Yeah, this is an interesting one. I mean, probably bridging the concept, but Alexa wanted to know if there's any, let's say, insurance protocol, basically to make things easier. When I stake, my value is $500, so to say. When I unstake, I mean, at the end of 15, 30, 45 days period, that particular value can be higher, which of course is good for me, but it can be lower as well. In terms of the pairing, of course, of the token. Is there any protocol in hand to recover those particular losses? I probably expect the answer to be no, because it's not really the concept of the token, but still, let's ask it.
Well, I mean, there's nothing inherently that helps with that. I think not a lot of staking pools even have that option. But, again, there's also always the buybacks that help the chart. There's the NFT sales that also help the chart. So, in theory, the chart should be going up. Of course,
Perfect.
people do what they want. We can't, stop them from selling, but we have the mechanisms to help the chart out.
Makes sense. as we are getting close to that particular period where we need to wrap up, I'm gonna actually take one more question. I saw one in the chat, and I actually wanted to clarify this for myself. What is the jackpot function? How does that function work precisely?
I think he's talking about the prize pools. I don't think there's.
Could be, my man. Could be that. That's why I wanted to clarify.
It's the prize pool.
Okay.
Yeah,
So I mean, yeah, go ahead, please. There's nothing in addition to that.
Yeah.
Okay, then let's see if I can find another good one in the chat. I mean, again, don't get me wrong, you guys, but most of the questions that I'm seeing right now either are repeating themselves or we kind of tackled. And the whole purpose of AMAs, typically are to try and brainstorm and kind of, with all the respect, get Sol to brainstorm for the answer. If we keep asking about the staking, it's not like we're challenging him at all.
Yeah, you know, you have to find out everything about the project, I guess, from all the angles. You know, maybe think of any concerns. That's what I like to do when I'm listening to AMAs. I try to think of problems. So these are the questions that we want, I guess, that we wanna find the answers to.
Perfect. Then, I mean, I'm gonna actually have to perform a combination of some of those particular questions. You know, I mean, definitely we have NFTs launched, we have gaming tokens launched, we have some other tokens that applied your own concept. How would you feel in regards to your competition? Is there any project right now that you would probably consider your direct competition? And how do you think you stand? Would you probably be able to bypass them? Are you trying to coexist in the market, trying to gain monopoly? You know, again, from your perspective, we don't actually need the team on this. Strictly from your view.
You know, I personally have never heard of another token that does this, so I don't really know of any competition. But I imagine that, well, I mean, there's plenty of competitors in this space. I don't think that competing is that good. I think in the end, partnerships is what makes most of the tokens thrive. So if there are any potential competitors, for us, I think it would be better to instead, get them on board. Maybe eat them up into meta event, turn them into meta event. Well, I don't know, but in general, I think competitors, while they're always good to see what can be improved upon, partnerships are better.
Definitely makes sense. Now again, and with all due respect, if we by any chance missed one of the most insightful questions, what I would suggest is join the socials of Meta Event, ask your questions there. For the purpose of time, of course, I'm going to make my own ending statement, and then I'm going to give you the floor to make your own ending statement, Sol, and we'll wrap up a wonderful session. Sure. First of all, I want to thank you for being here with us at Phoenix Holdings. Hope this was insightful for you as it was for us. Thanks for taking the time to present the project. Thank you for, probably pass this on to the team. Thank you from Phoenix Holdings community. We definitely wish you the best. We will look forward to this particular concept. Hopefully, it's going to be out there. The sooner, the better. That's for sure. I thought you guys have, let's say, a work in progress right now. I cannot speculate would this fail launch fail. Is it going to raise X or Y? That's not my job. That's not my perspective. Hopefully it does. In case it doesn't, for the people out there, it's not like the team doesn't know exactly what to do. There are brainstorms. There are other routes that they could take for sure. Thank you again for the details. I find first of all, not the token per se, the NFT side, I find it insightful. I like the design. So congratulations on that. And definitely it was a pleasure to host you guys. I'm going to give you the floor right now to make your own statement, and then we will wrap it up.
Yeah, so thank you guys for listening in. I hope you had a great time. I hope you learned something new about Meta Event. And of course, I would ask you guys to, join our Telegram, participate maybe in our competitions or events or whatever you want to call them. And of course, if you have some spare money, participate in the pre-sale, private sale. I mean, not private sale, fair launch. Sorry. Yeah. Thank you guys for having us, and I hope you guys have a great night.
Perfect. Thanks a lot. So hope to talk to you again in the near future. Who knows? Thanks to everybody who attended this perfect AMA. Definitely. I mean, do the research if this is the one for you. Ape a bean. That's the funny way to say it. Definitely thanks to everybody who joined. I'm gonna remember to do the giveaway a bit later for sure. First gotta grab some food. Thanks all, thanks to the team. Bye to everybody, and I'll talk to you guys a bit later into our next one. Thanks everybody. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.